Welcome back to Do-It-Myself Garage. As you can see, I've got the hood up on the Mitsubishi. She developed a problem this week, and it does it when it's hot or when it's cold. I'm going to show you real quick. When I fire it up, it over revs to like about 2,500 RPM for just 10-15 seconds. Then it will come down, but it'll do this when it's hot too, so it's not just like a cold engine type thing. My understanding is it's most likely the idle air control valve. Since the car has 188,000 miles on it, I went ahead and ordered another valve rather than trying to clean or fix this one. So let me show you what it does first, and then we'll replace that valve. So at the end there, that is the normal high idle for when it's cold. But like I say, it's like 2,500 RPM. It'll do that even when it's warm. So let's go ahead. I'll show you where the idle air control valve is, how to get it out, how to replace it, and I'll put a link in the description for the one that I bought to replace it with. And the idle air control is actually under the throttle body on the other side. So if you take the air ducting off. Sure, you've had this off because you replaced your air filter like a good boy. If you take these clamps loose, there's two clamps. You can get back here. So from this side in, if you've got that off of there, your idle air control is right below the throttle body. He's right there. So careful undoing that electrical clip. I'm going to look how to do that so I don't break that. And that's the control valve right there. So let's get this off of here. After you get those three screws loose, they're just a Phillips head. Then this whole thing should pull out. I will note that I had to bang on this last one. I kind of shock it. Because I almost stripped it out. Alright, let me get that electrical connector. I still haven't done that. Alright, so there's a rubber gasket on the inside of this. So the new one came with a rubber gasket also, but the gasket's kind of like one-sided. And when I pulled it out of the box, it fell out. So when you put it back in, the gasket has a direction to it. Hard to explain. It's a little tapered on one side, and so if you're having problems getting it into that slot, you might have it backwards. So anyway, just in like that. That electrical connection was nothing to it. In fact, I would highly recommend waiting until you get it loose, because when I lifted it up, the little thumb push is right there. That was super easy to push that. It pulled off. It was actually easier to do with it out of the car. I'm not worried about putting it back on, because obviously pushing it on there is the easier part. So let's get it back on there with the three screws, and we can see if this thing starts up without over revving. So getting those screws in there actually isn't too hard. The worst one is this one here. This is the hardest screw, because your screwdriver is going to want to go at an angle if you use a long one. If you use a nice short stubby screwdriver like this, you can get on it at a good angle. That was the one that I had the hardest time with. The one underneath and the one on top actually were not bad at all. Okay, so those are all tightened up. I just need to redo my connection. Okay, come on. I think it's on there. Yep, she's on there. Okay, now I'm going to put all this stuff back so I don't have any problems at all with the I don't want it sensing that the airflow is different. I want it to start just like it normally does with the high idle, and see if this takes care of it. Alright, let's fire it up and yep, that's it. She barely went to 2,000 and back to idle. And so that never did throw any codes for me. All right, so this defective part, it never actually threw any codes. It thought it was doing what it was supposed to do, but obviously it wasn't. It's about $27 on eBay. I'll put a link to it in the description. Pretty easy fix. The hardest part was getting those screws out of here. If you don't like it, you could always put, a different bolt in there as long as you got the right threads. You could use something else. But I did get them out, got it all back together. These pieces up here, by the way, I believe this is a choke here, but this is the throttle position sensor on top. So don't mess with this. But if you ever have a problem with your throttle position, it's this little guy right here. So, all right, well, that's about it for now. I'm going to take her for a drive, make sure it works. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all those great things. And we'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.